but there still needs to be a level of this is what we're doing. You can do it later. You can do it differently when you have your own thing. You know, when you have your own house, you can do it this way. This is the way.
Oh yeah. Like you're under.
So maybe
as long as you're under my roof, exactly. You're gonna do this. Yeah,
you're gonna do it this way.
We all familiar with that.
Need to have that.
We all familiar with that. Air it out. Back again, Jimmy.
Bro, you gotta add the guy who does that kind of like. Welcome back, guys. Back at you with another Air It Out.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about discipline. You need discipline in life. You want a successful one. Am I the asshole for being uncomfortable with my father-in-law disciplining my child in front of me? One morning while visiting my in-laws recently, we live out of state, my 2-year-old was being deliberately defiant, giving sass, being rude and stubborn, yelling, etc. I disciplined her once and she apologized, but continued to be sassy. I didn't think it was a big deal. 1, because she is out of her routine. 2, because she is still so young, has difficulty regulating emotions. And 3, because she was hungry and hadn't had breakfast. We were cleaning up before we ate and I had left the room, husband was cleaning, and father-in-law pulls her aside to discipline her. He didn't say anything that I took a huge issue with, but it made me uncomfortable when I came back to the room because I felt like I couldn't intervene to discipline my own child without confusing the toddler or upsetting father-in-law. It was a stern talking to that lasted a very long time, about 20 to 25 minutes, and she wasn't responding well to it, getting more upset and unable to calm herself down. Father-in-law had a gruff personality and is very traditional with discipline, which neither I nor my husband are. I really don't feel it's his place to discipline unless we aren't there and he is babysitting. My parents leave all the discipline up to us unless it's urgent or safety related or insignificant little, hey, let's not touch that. In general, I'm also not interested as a parent in the whole no back talk ever thing. I was opinionated growing up and I want her to learn to voice her disagreements without being rude. And when I tell her to do something, unless it's time sensitive, I always tell her why. Father-in-law very much had a no back talk ever policy, which I don't agree with. When I talked to my husband after, he said he thought the discipline was appropriate the way that he would have and followed our rule of no spanking. We are going to discuss more amongst ourselves and figure out new discipline techniques. I want to know if I'm irritated with father-in-law for something standard and normal of in-laws, or is it normal for grandparents to discipline when parents are there? Thoughts on that?
So we're talking about different forms of discipline.
Different forms of discipline, and the dynamic that is created when a parent or a grandparent disciplines the child when the parent is also there.
When the parent is also there.
So I'm thinking, from what I heard...
I think that is also an interesting situation.
Why? I've been disciplined by my grandparents.
I've been disciplined when my parents were present.
Yeah, doesn't it?
I'm just thinking, though, as not you, like, because I was a child in that scenario.
Oh, as a parent.
As a parent being in the scenario
I think
where
it's kind
your
of embarrassing.
parent...
I think it's the embarrassing part where it's like someone has to take care of my kid because my kid's wild.
Exactly.
I think that might be
that's
where
the perspective that they're coming from.
Yeah.
I think that's I think that's a reasonable thing to have a question on.
But I think the issue is you're not disciplining your child enough then if your child is acting out of pocket in a new environment because you're still with your all family, so it's not like she just hasn't eaten. Like, you can't be getting upset because you haven't eaten yet. Like,
I feel you.
We'll get you food.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna eat.
You're eating every single day of your life. Like, you'll be good.
I would say
learn a different way to.
The reason why it happened. I'm thinking about the reason why it happened.
She's also 2 years old, but I think
she's very.
I think you have to start when you're young, because how are you?
I agree, but she's very young. But at the same time, their talk back policy also allows for that behavior to seep through.
That's true, because she said that when she talked to her daughter and told her to stop being sassy, the daughter apologized and then continued being sassy, and she said she didn't see a problem with that. Which to me, it's like, why?
It wasn't that it was a problem. It was she accepted the behavior because she's still young, can't regulate emotion.
No, you can regulate emotion. I don't think
at that young.
Yeah. You can, well, to an extent, I'm saying.
I think as a kid, I regulated emotion because I didn't want to get beat.
So if you can do it for that, you can do it. That means it's possible. Not saying that's the best way to do it, but yeah,
but I'm saying they also don't. They don't have.
And it should be taught.
I don't think that there is a fear there. There isn't a fear there.
But
obviously,
I think there doesn't even need to be fear. There needs to be respect. Like, you know what I mean? You need to respect.
Fear or respect. Anything. I don't think that
there's no authority. I guess is what.
Yeah, like it's either it's not realized for the kid yet, or
I think you has to.
I think the kid
realize it because
but
it starts from the day you are like an infant and the way you interact. It's like the dynamic of their family.
But there's a point. There comes a time where now you know when your parents are being serious. You know when your parents are being serious.
Yeah.
There comes a point
when they're not.
Exactly.
You can keep playing around.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if they brought that same energy to the kid the first time, then maybe they wouldn't.
But she said that she doesn't.
This video is sponsored by the Outcast Seal.
Feeling like a seed in the ground, nigga, all I wanna do is grow. But that shit going too slow. Niggas be doing the most. Can wait till I make it and glow. Now let me just switch up the flow, switch up the pace.
For those who recognize anime subtleties, you'll find a new appreciation for this piece. On top of that, each person will have a one-of-one staple piece added to their fit. Outcast Seal, out now. No reason to wait, go get yours now.
Believe in having the kid not talk back.
Exactly. So that also allows the scenario
having
for
not talking back means there's no way that the rule is that you can just continue to be sassy. Then, if it's about being sassy or being like rude or defiant, talking back is an act of defiance. If you're allowing that, you're allowing the kid to still be defiant.
Yeah.
So you're not doing anything.
I think if you're gonna say
talking and saying I feel this and that, and the kid is just still allowed to just keep walking over you, then there's not a boundary. Like you wouldn't have a boundary. Like even say you were talking to another person, like another adult. The boundary is literally like what I'm saying. I actually mean it. So respect what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So if the person decides to keep going past that, then now they're being
now they're doing disrespectful.
Intentionally.
Yeah, intentionally.
And you have to teach a kid that that's how it is. Like if someone says something, you need to act according to it, especially if someone who is taking care of you and is responsible for you is telling you to do something. You can complain about it to an extent, but at a certain point when they say you're serious,
enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
It's over.
Just deal with it and
keep moving.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm thinking that...
But for having like a father or a mother bring it in instead of you being the one to do it, I think it's just kind of an embarrassing thing.
Yeah, they feel like they're not doing their job.
Yeah,
they're not doing their job. But I was thinking about this, right? They allow the talkback policy, because they want to still allow their child to feel like they can express something and articulate it well. I think that's the thing. But I think that they need to create a structure where it needs to be. If you're going to talk back, it better be respectful.
Yeah.
And you better have your thoughts put together well.
Yes, exactly.
Because if you don't, then that sassy, it can get categorized as sassy, and then now you get put in trouble.
I think it has to do with this is one thing I always had the problem with, where my mom would get upset about something, and the definition of disrespect was just non-existent. So disrespect just meant anything she didn't like, really. Anything, no matter how you're saying it, even if you're coming logically, now you're just being disrespectful because you're not doing what I told you to do. And I understand that where this person who's writing this wants to make it so that there's still that dialogue in between there. Mm-hmm. But there still needs to be a level of this is what we're doing. You can do it later. You can do it differently when you have your own thing. You know, when you have your own house, you can do it this way. This is the way.
Oh yeah. Like you're under.
So maybe
as long as you're under my roof,
exactly.
you're gonna do this. Yeah,
you're gonna do it this way.
We all familiar with that.
Need to have that.
We all familiar with that
because that ends the thing of okay, you can talk about it. And we can talk about it, but right now this is the way we're doing it. This is the way we're gonna do it. You don't see all the moving pieces.
Yep. You don't pay bills in this house.
Once you do that, you can create a system and do things however you want.
Yep.
But right now we're doing it this way, and I think that's what a kid needs to.
Do you pay bills in this house?
It gives you motivation. It gives you motivation to I want to have my own because I want to.
You want to build your own.
To do things the way I want to do it and see what it's like and explore that as well.
Yeah.
In order to do that, you need to have money. You need to pay bills. You can't just be at home all the time.
Yep.
So, by instilling that inside the discipline of the child, it allows them to already be thinking about from a young age going out on their own and being an individual outside of the family.
I feel that.
And being able to. To try to come up with and solve problems that they deal with. If you like this video, make sure you check out the videos over here and over here. And we will be back with another video next time.